Well, praise the Lord. Slide these curtains back. Since I'm trucking though, and I thought it would be helpful to other single parents, and I don't just mean single dads, because I've talked to some single moms that have gone through the same process. I literally just had to, and of course I practiced law for 15 years. I was always honest in my dealings, got out clean. After having been on TV, not just for one client, but asked by multiple firms to come on their shows. And I was at a place where I didn't even have to market. I started off doing the court-appointed stuff after I clerked for my dad. So I built my own firm, and then I marketed, and then I really was not doing any marketing. I was receiving referrals by the lawyers. And based on my experience and reputation of working hard for my people and demanding excellence out of my staff. But anyway, I literally just had to send a money order down to a supervisor, which is fine, and I went ahead and paid some support to my ex-wife, even though this is still an ongoing crime. But I emailed and messaged the system in Alabama, because these folks in Florida are so corrupt, and corruption is incompetence. They're one and the same. If you are corrupt, you think you're getting ahead, and you're actually just creating a reverb, an effect that later is going to have to be corrected in some other way. So that system in Robert E. Lee County, Florida, and that judge who had issues also with mortgage foreclosure cases, and in the domestic case of Shane Wellman, they're so corrupt and incompetent that they had to do the support case up through Alabama. Now, I've been sending down what I can. I destroyed two businesses, a nonprofit and a law firm. Then I got my CDL and ended up getting one time administratively suspended because of their stupidity. But anywho, so Alabama had to open the case up because they were requested to. But it's going to end up working for the good, and I'm fighting off what they refer to as aging out, where you let your kids, you do everything you can, but you realize the system is so corrupt and incompetent or just broken, they're not going to resolve it. So you basically just stay as active as you can in their life through phone and messages and cards. I just sent my daughter a card, and when they're old enough, they're out of the system. Maybe they can ask the judge, and this guy, he's so incompetent, he never set an actual hearing, tried to do it by Zoom without his camera on. Judges are supposed to take these kids in and sit down and ask them how the relationship is with their parents. Are they okay with this standard type of visit, because this is how it usually goes. And nothing like that has happened, period, ever. Full stop, as they say in politics. So there's been absolute extortion, a waste of time, counterproductive, incompetent nonsense that costs my kids. It's not in their best interest, that kind of money and time. So the point is for single dads and men, and women too, who want access to the kids, that you're getting incompetent judges and corrupt lawyers that are throwing up actual impasses. These things legally exist, and if you pretend they don't, you are a damn liar. You pretend that, because you're a lawyer or a judge, it gets resolved through the appeals courts and those processes. Bullshit, it does not. I've appealed this thing. I filed suit through a civil rights action, and I filed suit down in Lee County, and the female federal civil rights judge, or should be, because she should understand civil rights, just threw it out without even a hearing. Sua spontanea, which means she didn't even make them file an answer. Didn't even make them try to consider corrective that she's low IQ. She's low emotional IQ. Same judge, Anne Marie Carney Axon, who threw out, when I was practicing law, a complaint against A&E and against the Sheriff's Department. Against the Sheriff's Department, different judges out of A&E, after they admitted that they had reduced the population back under the legal threshold. So she basically had them admit that they were overcrowded, which means those people are entitled to compensation because they just admitted it. She threw that case out just like she threw my kid's case out, and pretends to be one of the adults. See, a lot of these people who act like they're good, responsible, prudent professionals are just low IQ, have no life experience, and if you sit down and really process with them what they think is prudence and intelligence, they are plumb stupid. They have stupidity written all across their forehead, and you want to avoid them at all costs. So the point is, they got tired of the squeaky wheel, the widow who kept mocking, asking for justice. They filed in Etowah County. So it's a breakthrough for me because I'm going to get to pay my support